that's considered the marketing savior for the sport.
So many people were also painting her out to be the problem. She could never do enough. She could never speak out.
Many WNBA players are openly unhappy with Caitlin Clark's new offer from Europe. These entitled players believe they deserve a bigger contract, one that surpasses Caitlin's since they've been in the league longer.
Game is physical. Caitlin is helping to grow the league. These women understand that, but she cannot be babied as a rookie. That's all I'm at.
Caitlin going abroad could lead to the downfall of the WNBA. She would become the highest-paid player in the world, a title she rightfully deserves. Finally, she would play in a league that respects her, facing opponents who don't wish for her failure.
Here's the reality. It wasn't what it is. The quality of basketball may have been up to snuff, and you had somebody as popular as Cheryl.
Why would Caitlin stay in a league where even her own teammates turn against her? Recently, Nalissa Smith was caught laughing with DJ Carrington about the infamous viral eye poke incident.
Ow! Oh, I'm sorry. You poked me in the eye. You're You did. I did not poke you. Did you do it on purpose? I did not poke you in the eye. Did you do it on purpose?
Did she do it on purpose? That's exactly what DJ Carrington was heard saying, mocking Caitlin while imitating the eye poke, and yet her own teammates didn't even stand up for her.
We're sitting there like, well, hold on, man. This woman is booed up with the girl that poked Caitlin Clark in the eye. They're making videos making fun of Caitlin Clark in the eye poke. What is the Indiana Fever doing?
Her team hasn't shown any signs of supporting Caitlin either. Instead, they've been posting highlights of Smith's season. With this lack of solidarity, Caitlin has more reason than ever to leave. Her opponents don't want her here, and now even her teammates are ridiculing her. She should accept the EuroLeague offer and watch as the WNBA begs for her to return.
I wonder if Caitlin, in every post-game press conference, she came out and talked about the kind of hateful comments that she was getting. If she came out and told everybody the reason why she has personal security that goes with her every single place, it's a lot. And so it's not just Caitlin Clark fans or Indiana Fever fans. It is not all going in one.
Caitlin's contract with a European team isn't just a move, it highlights the disparity in opportunities within the WNBA. Why does this particular deal stir so many emotions in the league? Caitlin, having only recently turned pro, has attracted international attention that long-standing WNBA players haven't been able to match. Even A'ja Wilson, one of the league's top stars, hasn't received the kind of offers that Caitlin has.
Just saying it wasn't to the degree of Caitlin Clark being on that basketball court and people watching her, but nevertheless, rising tide lifts all.
For A'ja Wilson, Caitlin's move is frustrating not simply because Caitlin got a European contract, but because of the message it sends. A'ja believes that being the MVP of the league should come with more recognition and better opportunities. Instead, Caitlin, who has played for a shorter time and achieved less in the professional arena, is receiving the offers that A'ja feels she deserves.
There were a lot of people that laid the groundwork that deserve shine as well. Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
Here's what we're going to do.
Are they playing now?
We don't have Andrea.
Remember, you got
we don't have any of the women, Chanae. They'll come back on. We'll revisit this conversation.
Asia's frustration runs deeper. It highlights a hard truth skill, and accomplishments don't always translate to financial rewards in the WNBA. Even while Caitlin was playing at the college level, she drew large crowds eager to see her play, whereas A'ja, despite being an MVP, hasn't drawn the same attention at the professional level.
There's a reason 12 million people are watching ESPN for a game. If that game was on CBS, they probably would have had 25, 30 million people watching.
It's no secret that DJ Carrington holds animosity toward Caitlin Clark. Their history came to a head with the infamous eye poke incident, which left Caitlin with a black eye. Instead of showing any remorse, Carrington mocked her, escalating the tension further. This public display of disrespect wasn't just a one-time event, it reveals a deeper resentment Carrington has toward Caitlin.
No one would even know her name, Nalissa Smith, if she played on any of the other 11 teams. She was the second overall pick 2 or 3 years ago in the WNBA draft. Decent player, but no one would know. She played with Caitlin Clark, people know her name. She has no gratitude, she has no respect. She can't tell her girlfriend, hey, we ain't doing.
Carrington's resentment likely stems from Caitlin becoming the face of women's basketball, a position Carrington hasn't been able to reach. While Carrington is talented, she hasn't achieved Caitlyn's level of fame or success, which has led to bitterness, especially after the eye poke incident. For Carrington, Caitlyn's rapid rise feels personal, as if her own hard work is being overshadowed.
It's producing the most watched WNBA games in over 2 decades. What does that tell you? That tells you that before Caitlin Clark came along, it wasn't nearly as popular. It doesn't mean it wasn't growing in popularity over the last 2 to 3 years. But 3 years ago, WNBA was an afterthought.
What's even more troubling is the way Carrington seems to take pleasure in Caitlyn's struggles. Instead of apologizing, she mocked Caitlyn, suggesting she enjoyed watching her suffer. This goes beyond rivalry, it's personal. Carrington's bitterness and disrespect have been clear, and Caitlyn has faced this hostility throughout her time in the WNBA. Even Alyssa Thomas has aligned herself with Carrington, laughing about the incident with her.
Everything above board. It doesn't matter what Nylisa Smith does. She can go out and mock our meal ticket, the best player in the league, the person that's making us all rich.
For Caitlyn, this hostility is deeply concerning. The WNBA should be a place where players support each other and elevate the league, yet she's facing open resentment. This creates a toxic environment where players aren't just competing, but tearing each other down. Caitlyn's injury became a symbol of this hostility, with players like Carrington and Nalissa showing no empathy.
Has been impacting the WNBA well before this year. This is not a new thing. Sure. This is, and in that way, I do think Caitlyn's being used as a pawn. Caitlyn didn't bring systems to the WNBA. This has been happening.
Caitlyn's frustration doesn't just stem from her interactions with other players, it extends to her own team, the Indiana Fever. A team is supposed to be a united front, providing support and trust. However, instead of rallying around Caitlyn after her injury, the Fever remained indifferent, failing to defend her publicly or even acknowledge the situation properly.
For all of those who think it's funny, could you imagine if it was the roles were reversed? If Caitlin Clark and 2 white girls made a video mocking it, what the reaction would be? I mean, let's just be honest. I don't want to go, what about Favre? But what about Favre? It's the truth.
For Caitlyn, this lack of support must feel like betrayal. Not only is her hard work being overshadowed, but her team seems more focused on celebrating other players rather than defending one of their key stars. This situation raises questions about the internal dynamics of the team. If someone like Caitlyn, who brings so much attention and value to the WNBA, doesn't have her team's backing, it suggests a much deeper issue. A team should provide both emotional and professional support, but in Caitlyn's case, it seems they've chosen silence.
I gotta say, if she's lucky, this UConn team isn't healthy. And that's a true statement.
That's wrong, Molly.
Monica?
That's wrong, Molly. Molly,
like
it's
5
excuses.
top players,
it's excuses,
am I right?
Molly. It's
Major
excuses.
injury.
You would not be saying that if it wasn't UConn.
Major stars not playing.
Listen, excuse me, it's her against Caitlin Clark.
Stephen A.
Ain't no excuses.
Stephen
you
A.
got there. No, I want to hear that now.
Stephen A.
Let me tell you, if
Paige
Georgetown get back in the mix, I'm going to be insufferable. I'm just telling you that now.
What?
If Paige Beckers didn't basically miss 2 seasons, I don't know if we'd be talking about Caitlin Clark the way we are now.
As Caitlin Clark faces increasing tension both on and off the court, her decision to leave the WNBA for Europe seems more justified than ever. With the league divided, teammates unsupportive, and opposition players reveling in her challenges, the question remains, will the WNBA realize what they've lost before it's too late? Caitlyn's journey has only just begun, and her next move could shake the very foundation of women's basketball. Only time will tell if the league can recover from the absence of one of its brightest stars.